Right, so it is UFC 263 fight week. The main event is Israel Adesanya against Marvin Vettori. Who's going to take the middleweight strap home? I don't know, but I'm going to tell you who I think it might be. My name's Rahul J. Chand. This is the Battle Camp. Thank you very much for joining me. Look, man, it's hard to be rude when you appreciate how good someone is at their craft. And I appreciate how good Israel Adesanya is, and I appreciate how good and how hard working Marvin Vettori is, and how fixated he is on his quest to become the first ever Italian UFC world champion. I get it. I understand it. I appreciate it. I appreciate the journey that both of these guys are on. But I am struggling a little bit to get excited about this fight. I'm struggling to get titillated about this fight. Do you know what I mean? Like it's weird because I can, with my brain, I know how good Israel is. I can see the journey. I can see the effort that Marvin's been putting in, and I can see the wins that he's racked up. And I can't even argue that he doesn't deserve this shot given the current circumstances in terms of Robert Whittaker's availability, right? So logically speaking, I understand why this fight's been made, and I'm not sat here moaning that this fight's been made. But personally, even though logically speaking and in my head I can understand and see, I can see why this is the title fight for the middleweight belt. Right here in my heart, I can't feel it. I'm not feeling this fight. And I don't know why. Well, I kind of do know why. I'm going to explain to you why. Here's where I am. I saw these two men fight each other. And true, they are not exactly the same fighters that they were 3 years ago when they faced off in the octagon, in the very same arena, incidentally, that they're going to be fighting on, as Marvin Vettori tries to become the first ever Italian UFC champion, I'll have you know. But the only reason I've said that twice, and I'm conscious of, like, I've got this running joke in my head, and I'm just conscious that nobody else knows what this joke is. But if you've been watching the count, if you saw the Countdown show and Embedded and Dana White's interviews this week, and whoever else has had anything to say about this fight, the amount of times I hear people say Marvin Vettori, he's trying to become the first ever Italian UFC champion in history. Like, I feel like it's Groundhog Day. I keep hearing people talk about the fact that he's Italian and he's trying to become the first ever Italian middleweight champion. So that's why I keep repeating it today. But anyway, back to the fight. Like, I saw these two fight each other, right? A couple of years ago. I think it was 2018 that they fought each other. And I think so for me, Israel Adesanya won that fight, right? He won that fight against Marvin Vettori. And since then, I haven't really seen Marvin Vettori do anything that makes me believe that he has the skill or the technique required to beat Israel Adesanya. That version of Israel Adesanya. Not the one that we've got today, now. The one that's got the experience, the one that's won the belt, the one that's defended the belt, the one that's put on shows and masterclasses against high-level opposition. And that's why I think I'm struggling a little bit to find any excitement in this fight. Like I always say, the fights that excite me the most are the ones that I don't like. There's this void of knowledge in my own brain in terms of I know what fighter A is good at and bad at, and I know what fighter B is good at and bad at. But then when I try and imagine how those styles are going to mesh in the octagon, there's this gap of unknown that I can't work out, like, what's going to happen, right? And with this fight, and obviously I might be wrong, Marvin Vettori might go in there and just beat the shit out of Israel Adesanya. But for now, I can't see how he's going to do it. So I'm not really that excited about the fight. I suppose I spent 5 minutes trying to say that one sentence that I've just said now. I suppose from Marvin Vettori's point of view, yes, he has improved. Yes, his striking has improved. Has it improved enough for him to be able to close the distance to Israel Adesanya and take him down? And I suppose one of the reasons why I'm feeling a little bit, why I'm so, at this moment, I'm quite certain that Israel Adesanya wins this fight is because of Marvin Vettori's fight against Kevin Holland. Because I wasn't that impressed with that performance. Call me GSP because I'm not impressed with that. I wasn't impressed with that performance. And I don't know whether it's just me being too downbeat. I don't know. Like, it's not, it's not like I've got something against Marvin Vettori. Do you know what I mean? Like, I like him. He's a European guy. He trained in London. Like, he trained at London Shoot Fighters before he moved to America. So I should have a soft spot for him. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's the, like, he's touched the gym that's local to me, but I can't, man. I can't see how he beats Israel Adesanya, because I don't know whether he'll be able to take Israel Adesanya down. And like, there were moments in the fight with Kevin Holland, like Kevin Holland was just physically too weak for Marvin Vettori. He like overpowered Kevin Holland. He won't be able to do that with Israel Adesanya, in my opinion. So my prediction is Israel Adesanya wins. I reckon it will be a decision, just because Marvin Vettori can hold a shot. However, having said all of this, Marvin Vettori, the thing that I did like about him is against Kevin Holland, he was going for 5 rounds and he didn't really look like he was slowing down much. Like, it wasn't a massive drop off like halfway through round 3 where you think, oh, he's getting tired. Do you know what I mean? But then again, that fight, he was more or less having everything his own way anyway. So I suppose the point I was just about to make before I started to negate the point I was making is if he can maintain a pace against Israel Adesanya and not let early attempts to take him down, early failed attempts to take him down, not let that deter him and continue persevering and pushing on. Who knows, towards the end of the fight, he might start taking over. Let's not forget, the 3rd round, the last time they fought, is when he took Israel Adesanya down. And that round was the most debatable in terms of who won a round, if that makes sense. So who knows, maybe Israel Adesanya starts to wilt in the 3rd round and the 4th round, and Marvin Vettori can start putting it on him and taking him down and being more assertive in the fight. But personally speaking, I can't see that happening. I think Israel Adesanya retains his title. And, you know, I always make a prediction and then say, but I wouldn't be surprised if the other guy wins, or the other guy gets a KO, or the other guy pulls off a submission. I will be surprised. I will be surprised if Marvin Vettori pulls off the victory here. I will be surprised. I just don't think he has the required level of striking, and I don't think he's dynamic enough. Like, he's relentless, but I don't feel like he's dynamic. I don't feel like he sets his takedowns up with strikes, or the kind of strikes that he's going to need to land on Israel Adesanya. And obviously Israel Adesanya is such a great manager of distance, and he not only that, he's good at his movement. So Marvin Vettori's got to contend with the movement and the fact that Israel Adesanya is so good at managing the distance, and he's not by much, but he'll be the longer, taller fighter. But yeah, obviously I'm going to watch it. It's just, I just feel like I know what's going to happen. But I have been wrong in the past. It doesn't happen very often, but I have been wrong in the past. So who knows, eh? Who knows? But anyway, let me know what you guys think. What do you think? Who do you think wins this fight? Put it in the comments below. What do you think of my analysis, eh? What do you think of my analysis? Put it in the comments below. Feel free to share your thoughts about the fight. And yeah, like, share, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff. I'll catch you guys post-fight, I'll try and make videos on Sunday, even though I've got plans, but I'll try and wake up early and make some videos talking about what happened the night before. But anyway, catch you guys later.